Hi, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Mueller. I'm glad to see you today. And I get to be in my classroom today because I came to read you a story. So, you heard a story about the celebrating the last day of kindergarten, Mrs. Bindergarten celebrates, right? And there were lots of different things that the kids in this book did. Well, this was a fiction story, right? But it could really happen. Today, I'm going to read you a nonfiction book. This is an informational text. We are still going to be learning about school, but this story is called Schools Then and Now. So, this story will be telling us about information about schools then, that means in the past, long ago, and now, that's right now, like your school. So, as we read, be thinking about what's the same about schools in the past then, and what's the same about schools now. I also want you to be thinking about what's different or not the same about schools then and now. All right, so put on your thinking hats, turn up your listening ears, and listen as I read you this informational text about schools then and now. Long ago, schools looked different than they do now. How were they different? So let's look at this picture. Is this a long time ago or now? I see this building. Does this look like your school? Not really. That gives me a clue. I think this was a long time ago. That's different. But I noticed something that's the same about what this school looks like. I noticed that there are boys and girls going to the building. I noticed that there's a teacher here, right? So some things are the same and some things are different. Long ago, schools had one classroom. Children of all ages studied in the same classroom. They all had the same teacher. So, this is a picture. Do you think that this is a school today, now, or long ago in the past? If you said the past, I agree. This is from long ago. And remember that pictures and words can work together to tell us information. So if you didn't have the words, you might think that these are boys and girls from a long time ago, but you wouldn't necessarily know where they were, right? But I can tell because of the words that this is a picture of the boys and girls in one classroom. And the words told me that they are children of all ages. That means that in one classroom, you could have boys and girls in kindergarten, in first grade, in second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, and maybe even older. Is that the same as our classes today? No, it's different, right? We can say that's different about schools long ago. Very good. We learned from the words that children of all ages were in this classroom together, and they just had one teacher. Today, schools are much bigger. They have many classrooms. Children study in classrooms with other children who are about the same age. Does this look more like our classroom today than this picture? That's right, this looks a lot like our classroom today. I see that there are boys and girls of about the same age. The picture shows that, and the words show that the boys and girls are about the same age. This might be a kindergarten classroom just like ours. And I can also see that the things that they have, the materials like the crayons and the pencils, they look a lot like what we have in our classroom, don't they? On this page, I learned some different things about how schools are now and how they're different from schools in the past. I learned that schools today or now are much bigger. The words say bigger, and I know that they have many classrooms. Remember, in the past, there was just one classroom. That's right. So that's different. I also learned that children study with other children of about the same age. Remember, in the schools in the past, all the children studied together, no matter how old you were, and you would just have one teacher. Long ago, children wrote with chalk on a slate. So this is a slate. It's like a little chalkboard, okay? And they wrote with chalk. Here's the chalk in the picture. They also used pens made out of feathers. Look at that. They dipped the feathers down into ink. So if this was your classroom long ago, you might have a feather pen on your desk and ink to dip into. Isn't that interesting? Do we use that today in schools now? No, this is different than schools today. Schools in the past used to use different things to write than we do today. Here's a picture of schools. What do you think? Today, now, or in the past? I think this is now. This looks a lot like one of our classrooms or maybe even the M Studio. Today, pens look different. Here's a pen today. Does that look the same or different from the past? That's right, they look different. Children write on paper and in notebooks. Here's the paper and notebooks. That's different. We can contrast this. It's different from the past. Today they write in notebooks on paper. Computers also help children to write. Were there computers in the past? No. Today we have computers, right? They help us to write. Do boys and girls today and in the past, did they both need to write? But did they do it in different ways? Yeah. So the same is that they all wrote, but different is that we would write on different things in the past than we do today. Some things haven't changed in schools. Children still learn how to read and write. They still learn how to do math. They still play with friends. And here's a photograph. This is showing a school in a classroom and a teacher, some boys and girls. Now, looking at this picture, do you think that this is a school today or in the past? If you said today, I agree with you. I think this is a picture today. This is a school and a classroom that looks a lot like our classroom. It's happening now. I hope you enjoyed hearing about schools then and now, and I hope you learned some things that are the same in the past and now, and some things that are different then and now about schools. Have a great day, boys and girls.